A man found a hunting dog in a deserted area, but he never expected it would bite him. Even a light touch would provoke it. The dog would launch a fierce attack. This left the man unsure of what to do. He first encountered the dog by the roadside. Its tall and muscular build clearly indicated it was a greyhound. The man bravely greeted the dog, because he knew that this type of hunting dog wouldn't bite. Looking at the chain on its body, it should have an owner. It might have gotten lost while out hunting. Indeed, this type of dog has a very good temperament. The man's companion got out of the car. The little guy surrounded them, acting cute, pleading with kind-hearted people for something to eat, but the young man was still a bit scared. After all, such a big dog. No one knows how stable its emotions are. If it suddenly launched an attack, the consequences would be unimaginable. Looking at the dog's frail appearance, the young man wanted him to get in the car to escape the cold, because today's weather is really cold. The temperature difference might be even greater by evening. However, the dog was too scared to get into a stranger's car, so the young man took out a sausage to feed him. It was this act of kindness. This hunting dog completely became attached to the young man. Considering that this dog probably has an owner, the young man did not have the idea of adopting him. So after feeding him the sausage, he drove away. However, he never expected that this dog could run so fast. He could still keep up with the car going at 50 miles per hour, running like an old pro. The young man was also impressed by the dog's loyalty, so he stopped the car to give the dog a ride. After a few kilometers of chasing, the little guy didn't even pant. It was definitely impossible to shake him off. Until the young man cleared the passenger seat, the dog jumped into the car without saying a word. It was clear that he had already recognized the young man as his owner. He didn't want to live this kind of wandering life. After a day of being together, the dog had completely attached himself to the young man. In the parking lot, the dog wouldn't let anyone touch him, except for the young man, who wished he could just cuddle him. But the young man felt it was a bit inappropriate to just take the dog away like this. What if his owner was still looking for him? So he decided to return the dog to where he found him. He didn't know if the dog understood or what. The moment he got into the car almost stunned the young man. He even lay down in the spot where the young man slept. He refused to get down no matter what. He didn't want to lose the home he had finally found. The young man also saw what the dog was thinking. After coaxing for a long time, he finally returned to the passenger seat. Looking at the dog's aggrieved expression, the young man comforted the dog not to be sad. In the days to come, they would travel together. As a hunting dog, he never expected that his daily task was not to catch rabbits, but to take a car and go traveling. Thinking of this, the dog became furious. Without saying a word, he bit the young man a few times. Ouch! Bite me, bite me. The young man also looked confused. His friend clearly said that this kind of dog doesn't bite. How could it suddenly attack? He didn't even know if the unbroken skin from the bite needed a vaccine. After some discussion, they could only leave the dog at a friend's house. Otherwise, on this journey, who knows what big things might happen. The little guy is really smart. It's as if he can understand. He understands human speech. Every time they mentioned leaving him behind, he would look so wronged. Even the sausage in the young man's hand no longer tasted good. After more than a week of being together, the young man had long regarded the dog as family. Although there had indeed been aggressive behavior before, now it was time to part ways. His eyes were filled with reluctance. The young man kept petting the furry child. In the end, he tearfully said goodbye to the dog. He thought their bond would come to an end. He thought it would be the final chapter. The voice of the foster caregiver came through the phone. He said the dog wouldn't let him touch it at all. It would bare its teeth and try to bite at the slightest touch. In the dog's heart, it regarded the young man as its only owner. When they met again, it was already the evening of the third day. The dog immediately jumped into the young man's arms. Its eyes were filled with anticipation and longing. The longed-for owner had finally returned. At the end of the story, the man concluded his road trip. He returned to his hometown with the dog. They say that dogs that bite shouldn't be kept. But faced with a furry child like this, who could bear to abandon it?